In case if you haven't done it and if your PAN is inoperative, NRIs, you should be aware when it is required. For financial transactions where PAN is mandatory, failure to provide that, then it will result in higher TDS rate. So already you have this 20% TDS and you want to increase it, then you should not have PAN. That's it. Additionally, not having a PAN also can lead difficulties in opening your bank account, making your investment, even purchasing property in India. Hello everyone, welcome to Keerthi's FinFo NRI community. I'm CS Keerthina. I live in Dubai and I run The Consultancy, a firm which is specialized in NRI services. I'm a CS from India, CIMA strategic level from UK. I'm also a SEBI registered overseas MFT. Every week I bring an explainer video in this channel on various topics related to NRI issues, covering finance, tax, FEMA, etc. So if you are looking for this kind of content, please subscribe this channel. So in today's video, we are going to discuss an important document that NRIs should possess. What is that? It's PAN. The permanent account number, which is commonly known as PAN, is crucial aspect of financial identity in India, even for NRIs or non-resident Indians. This unique 10-digit alphanumeric identifier, which is actually issued by Indian Income Tax Department, it serves as vital tax identification number for various financial transactions and dealings within the country. For NRIs, the importance of PAN card extends far beyond the tax compliances, because of course we are always making one or another kind of investment or financial transactions. It is an essential requirement for the wide range of these financial activities in India, including opening of bank accounts, investing in your mutual funds, or purchasing property. Even in case where an NRI does not have any taxable income in India, possessing PAN card significantly simplifies a numerous process and is often a mandatory requirement for financial dealings. In this video, we are going to explore 10 critical aspects of PAN card that every NRI should be aware of, from eligibility criteria and of application processes to its importance in the tax compliance and investment opportunities. We are going to cover everything that you need to know about utilizing PAN card as an NRI. So stay tuned till the end. This is going to be a very important video for you. So let's start. First, what is the eligibility to get PAN? NRIs are eligible to apply for PAN card, regardless of their citizenship status also. This includes individuals of Indian origin or OCIs who are residing in India with a foreign passport, who meet the criteria of being OCI can also apply. I have made a detailed video on who is NRI so that you have a better understanding of tax residency rules as well as establish your residential status for tax purpose in India. If you haven't watched it, please use the link and watch it. It is important to note that even if an NRI does not have any immediate plans to conduct or enter into any financial transaction in India, having a PAN can be beneficial for the future endeavors. It serves as a crucial identification document for various legal financial purposes transactions in India. Foreign citizen of Indian origin, or who are known as OCIs, overseas citizen of India, are also eligible for applying PAN card. And these OCIs also are required to follow the same application process just like NRIs, providing the proof of their Indian origin along with the set of the documents which are mentioned. Having a PAN can be particularly useful, even manage your inheritances, property and investments. Both inherited property and invested property. So it's essential for those who are planning to repatriate the fund, claim the tax benefits of their Indian sourced income. If you want to avail NRI services, you can visit our website www.keerthisfinfo.com or book an appointment using the link available in the description. Now you understood the importance, let's take up the next question. What is the PAN application process? You can apply for PAN card through both online and offline methods. How can you file an application through online? In the official website of the Income Tax Department of India or through NSTL's TIN website. Alternatively, you can also submit a physical application at designated PAN centers in India. For the online application, NRIs need to provide scanned copies of required documents, while the offline process requires submitting the physical copies. Both methods are necessitating the proof of identity, address proof, date of birth. The online process is generally faster and more convenient, especially for NRIs who are actually not having current base in India, who stay outside India. So it's worth mentioning that NRIs can also apply for PAN through your Indian embassies or consulate offices in the country of your residence. So this option can be particularly helpful for those who find it challenging to complete the process from abroad. So just visit the embassy and then you can get the things done. Third one, what are the required documents for the PAN? While applying for the PAN card, NRIs must submit several documents to prove identity, address, and date of birth. So acceptable identity proof include maybe your OCI card, passport, or any government issued photos, IDs. And for address proof, you can use any utility bills or local bank statements or the rental agreement from the country of your residence. Additionally, you also need to provide father's name, copy of the passport as mandatory requirements. It is important to note that all documents should be in English and accompanied by the notarized English translations in case if you are getting it translated. And for the OCIs or overseas citizens of India, additional documents proving their Indian lineage also may be required. Applicants should ensure that all these documents are clear and they are current. Expired documents or with those discrepancies, they may lead to rejection of the application process and simply unnecessary complication will arise later. So next, the fourth question, what is the PAN processing time and the fees? The processing time for PAN card application for NRIs typically ranges from 2 weeks to 4 weeks, so within a month, depending on the mode of the application and the completeness and the accuracy of the submitted documents. Online applications generally have a faster processing times compared to offline submissions. So regarding the fees, NRIs, you should be prepared to pay nominal amount for the PAN card application. The exact fee may depend on the mode of the application and whether you have asked for any additional services such as courier delivery, etc. It is advisable to check the current fee structure on the official website before you are applying, as it may be subject to change also. Applicants should also factor in potential additional cost, such as in case, as I mentioned, if you are not having the English copies, then notarization fees for the document which you are getting translated, and also courier charges for receiving the physical PAN card abroad. So let's move on to the next question, our fifth point. Why PAN is important for tax compliance? For NRIs with income source in India, PAN card is critical. It is crucial for tax compliance. It helps in tracking financial transactions and ensures that proper TDS or tax deducted at source is done on the various incomes such as your interest received, rent received, or the capital gains from the property or the investments that you have made. So this is so critical that without PAN, you cannot actually be doing this. Having a PAN also simplifies the process of filing income tax return for NRIs who have taxable income in India. It allows easy reconciliation of tax credits and helps to avoid any potential legal issues related to tax evasions, avoidances, or non-compliance issues. Furthermore, a PAN is a very essential document for claiming the tax refunds and also for any correspondence with the tax authorities. So they don't know you by your name. They will enter the PAN and that will, give all the required details. So NRA should be aware that even if their income in India is below the taxable threshold, that is 2.53 lakhs under new regime, having PAN can be really beneficial for the future financial activities and for the compliance requirements. See, even now for all your investments, the new KYC, everything is checked in the source data. That means with the PAN, they will check what is the detail which is appearing in the income tax database. So without KYC, you are not supposed to start any fresh investment in India. So this KYC is an integral part of all investment activities in India. So how can you proceed without PAN? So PAN is so important. I would say that just like your birth certificate or passport. So next, sixth point is why PAN card is important. It is essential for NRIs looking to make an investments. I have already explained the points briefly. Whether it is opening of your NRI account or investing in the mutual funds, stocks, real estates, any financial institutions or regulatory bodies, they will require valid PAN. And with the PAN, transaction processing, record keeping is done. It is linked to PAN. Without PAN, you will face endless restrictions and high TDS also on investments. Already for NRIs, TDS is very high. Why do you want to unnecessarily complicate? Having a PAN ensures that the correct tax rate is applied to investment income and allows easier repatriation whenever you are requiring the funds in abroad. It is also necessary for purchasing, selling of the property, any high value transactions you are planning to undertake. Additionally, a PAN is crucial for NRIs who wish to start a business, or you want to become director or founder of any Indian companies, then it is mandatory requirement for companies registration or any other related process. So anything that you want to do, it will be linked to PAN and it is a required must have document. Now then, seventh point, what is the validity of PAN or renewal process? NRS should know that a PAN card which once issued has a lifetime validity. There is no need for periodic renewal of or reapplication. As long as the information provided doesn't need to be updated, it remains accurate. This make it convenient long-term identification document for any financial matters in India. However, if there are any changes in the personal details such as your name, address, you should apply for the correction in the PAN card. So how do you ensure that it is staying up to date? By correcting the PAN card. So this ensures that all the records are up to date, preventing any discrepancies, and your identification is done properly when you're doing any financial transactions or tax filings. The process for updating PAN details is actually a straightforward one, and that also can be done in online or offline. It is important to note that while the PAN itself does not expire, the physical PAN card may need to be replaced if at all it is damaged or lost. And now it is required that the new PAN card is, in case if your PAN card is older than 10 years, you can apply for the new one. In case if you have lose the PAN card, then you must actually request for the duplicate one. Now let's proceed towards the next point, how to link PAN and Aadhaar. While this Aadhaar card linkage with PAN is actually mandatory for resident Indians, NRIs are currently exempted from this requirement if they do not possess an Aadhaar card. This is because Aadhaar cards are typically issued only to residents of India and NRIs are basically having exemption. However, if as an NRI you already have an Aadhaar card, it is highly advisable to link it with the PAN. NRI should stay informed about any such changes in the regulations regarding PAN Aadhaar linking, especially if you are planning to go back to India and settle there and may end up becoming resident in the future. So in case if you have Aadhaar, just link it. The linking process can be done online through the income tax department's e-filing portal. So it's not at all complicated process. The last June 2023 was the deadline for linking, and in any NRIs whose tax status was reflected as NRI in the income tax records were exempted. In case if you haven't done it and if your PAN is inoperative, then now what is the option left to you? You have to write to the jurisdictional assessing officer requesting for linking it in case if you have Aadhaar, or actually keep your record as NRI so that it does not create any kind of problems when you are conducting any kind of investment or financial transactions in India. So the next point is ninth point. What is the consequence of not having PAN? Okay. Some people might be thinking that I don't want to have PAN. So what happens? I want to know the consequences. This is for you. NRIs, you should be aware of the potential consequences of not having PAN card when it is required. For financial transactions where PAN is mandatory, failure to provide that, then it will result in higher TDS rate. So already you have this 20% TDS and you want to increase it, then you should not have PAN. That's it. Additionally, not having a PAN also can lead difficulties in opening your bank account, making your investment, even purchasing property in India. It may complicate the entire process of claiming the tax refund, resolving any tax related issues with Indian authorities. How do they identify you? It is so difficult for them. So this difficulty has of course a cost. In some cases, the absence of PAN also can result in denial of certain financial services and investment opportunities. For example, without PAN, how do we initiate KYC? Without KYC, how do you actually make any kind of investment in India? High value transactions not quoting PAN may lead to penalty under section 272B of Income Tax Act also. These penalties can be really substantial, making it critical for NRIs to obtain PAN, avoid all these unnecessary complications. The last point is 10th point. How to update PAN details. NRIs, it is always better to keep the PAN details updated, especially if there are changes in your name, address, residential status, citizenship, any kind of personal information. While the PAN number is remaining the same, the associated details can be modified by submitting PAN correction form along with relevant supporting documents. Updating PAN details ensures that all financial transactions and tax-related matters are processed correctly. It can also help to avoid any kind of discrepancies which might arise due to mismatched information between various financial and legal documents. So this is particularly important for NRIs who may have changed their name maybe after marriage, or they would have changed the address after obtaining their OCI card, or changing the citizenship status, etc. So the process of updating PAN detail can be done through NSTL or UTI TSL websites or offline by submitting the physical form. NRI should ensure that they have all necessary supporting documents ready when initiating this updating process to avoid any kind of rejections, delays, etc. So this is it. I hope at the end of this you would have understood how important it is to obtain PAN in case if you don't have, and why it is not advisable not to have PAN. So this should be your number one priority. In case if you want to update any kind of personal information again, please take a step and initiate such a updation. Give PAN correction, and the entire process takes not more than 2 weeks. And in case if you don't have PAN, make it a priority when you're visiting India this time. I hope you got to learn something new in this video. I'll see you next week with more interesting topics like this. If you like this video and looking for more such NRI contents, please subscribe this channel and like this video so that it reaches to more and more NRIs. See you later. Till then, bye-bye.